African 15 minutes. But it's good. I can feel that you guys are now more relaxed, and I think we can continue. Okay? So, we are talking about this. And some people have come to me while during the break, the challenges they face, and the funny thing is that we narrow it to this. This is where it comes from. So it shows that this is very, very important. This is why I put it in green. I did not put it in red. I put it in green because I think it's very, very important. Developing your personality is very, very important. Or even knowing your personality. And I think there are so many websites that give you some insight. They have this personality test to know what kind of personality are you. Are you either an introvert or extrovert or whatever you are? So it's something that you can look into, or then look for some coach or someone to help you with it. So, but let's continue. I want you to have a piece of paper. You can also do this on your phone. It's very easy. So, during the weekend, as a curious person as I am, always listening to stuff and consuming, I stumbled upon a video by Dan Sullivan. He's one of the world leading coaches. He normally coaches businesses and stuff. So he developed this model, and I thought, this is not just for business people. I think my student can also benefit from it. So I'm going to tell you what we are going to do. So he has this circle, A, B, and C. And each circle means something. But the question is what? So let's find out, what does A mean? Now, the A simply means that when you look at your life, in this case, when he was talking, he was connecting to the business. But now, I think they say people are the business, isn't it? So, in your case, looking for a job, feeling frustrated in some certain situation. When you look at your life, when you reflect today, I want you to write 4 things that you feel irritated about. Okay? 4 things that you are really, really irritated about. Be honest and brutal with yourself. It could be anything that comes to mind. What do you think you feel irritated about? So please write it down. So it could be anything. It could be, I'm irritated about getting rejection. I'm irritated about not finishing my assignment on time. I'm irritated about people not understanding me. It could, what do you feel irritated about? So just write 3 to 4 should be more than enough. This same thing, I think I use the same method, for instance, when you analyze yourself using the SWOT analysis. But I thought that is too generic. We've heard about the SWOT analysis many times. So normally that's what I use. But I think today, let's do it in a different way. So seeing this model, I thought it would be nice. So just write 4 things about things that you are irritating, or it irritates you. You are not happy about. Now, the same thing, 4 things that you are okay with. 3 to 4 things that you are really, really comfortable with. Is it my health? Is it my education, my family? It could be anything. 3 to 4 things that you are okay with. And then let's look at the final one. Another 3 to 4 things that you are so fascinated about in your life, in your academics, in your career. What are those things that you are really, really fascinated, you are so pleased and glad about? I chose this exercise because I think often we don't take or we don't pause enough to reflect on our lives. We don't take the time to reflect on what is going on around us and inside us. And I think by doing this, basically you are painting yourself on that piece of paper that you are using. That piece of paper is now your canvas. So whatever you wrote there is you are putting down there. It's not about someone next to you, but it's about you. So 3 to 4 things about things that you are irritated about in your life, things that you are okay with, and then things that you are very fascinated about. Now, this is where it becomes very funny. Now, I want you to allocate percentage to them. So, this one, allocate percentage, 20%. When you look at your life in total, which percentage of your life goes here? Which percentage of your life goes here? Which percentage of your life goes here? Is it 25% here, 50% here, 25%, or vice versa? You have to put it.
It's individual.
Individual, so you put the percentage, so the total has to be 100.
Yes, but I mean like for the entire A or for each thing, because you mentioned 3.
No, for the entire A. For the entire A, yes, please. Sorry, for the whole A. Everything you've written about A, when you look at it critically, what percentage will you assign it to it based on your totality of your life?
Okay.
How is it affecting you based on percentage wise?
Okay.
So being irritated, okay, I put 25%. Most of the time I'm 25% irritated. I'm okay, 25%. I'm very fascinated about my life. My life is where I want it to be, so I put 50 there. Or I'm actually very, very irritated here, so I put 50 here, 25 here, 25 here. When you finish, I want you to take 2 minutes and have a critical look at it and ask yourself, what can I do to change these numbers? Ask yourself, what can I do to change these numbers? And you can write it next to it, because, for instance, here irritating, I'm not getting jobs. That is one example. Now, next to it, when you look at it, what can I do that I'm not currently doing that I can do to change that? Is that okay? The same thing. I'm okay with the qualifications I have. Look at the percentage and then look, how can I improve that qualification or that skill set? I don't know what you wrote. You don't have to share it with anybody. It's very personal and very intimate. I believe that this is part of your journey as well, to finding yourself and to understand the things that you need to work on, the things that you need to improve. These are things that typically we don't do enough. And when you remember the trial assessment pyramid, one aspect is what? Personal development. This is connected to how to develop yourself based on the things that you think that are lacking in your life. And then the same thing, so just now, after thinking, just write the things that you think you can do to counter them. Things that you think from today I'm going to work on. And by writing it, what you are doing is that you are making a pledge to yourself. From today on, I'm not happy with my application letter, but from today on, I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to improve it so that I can get that job that I really, really want. So first list, assign percentage, and then look at ways to which you can actually change those percentage. So after writing how you can change this, I want you to assign another percentage. Sorry, I should have made one. It's a bit, should I say, complicated. So first you make the list. Second, you assign percentage. Then you counter the list, and then you assign the new percentage. So for instance, you want to spend more time working on this, or more time working on this, or more time working on this, based on what you wrote. So that's why I say percentage. The reason why I'm using numbers is because research shows that our mind or our brain, well, it's our mind. The brain is just the mass, but what happens inside is the mind. Our mind understands figures and numbers than words. This is why when you are writing your CV, when you put language, very good. Compared to language, 80%. You see the difference? You see that your brain just, because from 100, 80% out of 100. Oh wow, so you see how, so this is why I want you to assign both words and numbers to it, so that you can be able to understand, or the brain can be able to comprehend it. Have you done? Yeah. You done it? Yeah? Everybody done it? So first, list in words, assign numbers, words, and then assign numbers. And you don't have to share it with anybody. But this is what I want you to do. You have to take that piece of paper. Don't throw it away. And you have to put it on your door or your bathroom. And you have to see it every day. One of the things in the trial assessment pyramid was what? Setting goal. This is one way that you can set goal for yourself. At least for the next 6 months or 1 year, this is the goal that you can set. You can also write the next 3 years goal. Really? Are we good? Yeah? Okay, so I promise you that I think I will need to tell you about this person. And I'm sure some of you are quite curious to know who that person is. Yeah. So this is the guy I'm talking about. And you can see here, this one started his school. So back in the days, now your ID card is made with what? It's digital. Back in the day, this is how they gave it to them. So this was that person's ID. We had an agreement that's between me and him. So that's when he started. So this is within the 2 years. So this was the ID. That's him in his first year in Finland. I actually was really fortunate to have met him. I should have met him when he was like this. But at least I'm happy that he was still able to share his story with me. But today, this is how he is. Oh, maybe. Who knows?
He's still single.
Sorry?
You are still single.
Well, last time I checked, he's still single. Why, do you have a sister for him? The reason why I asked him to give me this picture to show to you is for you to see the transformation and what could potentially be your life. Some of you, when you got here, you've taken some picture. Between here and here is what? How many years? Look at it.
20 years.
Huh?
That's very insane.
That's 20 years. Yes. Almost, yes. He never gave up. He never gave up. Meaning that he continued what? Resilience. Sisu. He understood. He never gave up. Even despite the fact that everything that happens to him. There are some of the story that he shared with me that maybe I can share with you one-on-one, but not publicly. He never gave up. But it did pay off. He never gave up, but it did pay off. Today he can say that he's in a good place. Remember what I said? Amon Fati. What does it mean?
Faith.
The love of faith. He always believed. So I'm sharing this with you because I want you to see what could happen for you also. It means it is possible. It is possible. You just have to go back to the trial assessment that he shared and then just follow it. Let it be your roadmap. Ask yourself, change. How am I changing? The change doesn't have to be big, but small things that you do in your life. Maybe normally you wake up 8 o'clock. Okay, no. Now I want to wake up 7:30. That half an hour, I'll use it to meditate, do some stretching, read some article, read some book. This small change, what it happens is that it compounds. I mean, you all know compound effect. You know? It compounds, it all adds up. That's all his secret. So, when you see this guy, tell him that someone shared his story with you. Is that okay? Please make sure that you tell him. Yeah? Will you? Okay, let's continue quickly. Now, I want to share some words of wisdom as I promised you. And I think these are part of the story wisdom that I think this person has used and I personally have also adopted. Who knows this person?
Looks like some. I still don't know.
Okay. This person you see here became one of the most famous scholars before the common era, before Jesus Christ. He was actually a slave. He was a slave, but became one of the most wise and most sorted person. His name is Epictetus. He's one of the most famous Stoic philosophers ever. And this is what he said. It is not what happens to you, but what? How you react to it. Do you believe in that?
I mean, it's pretty hard to believe. Like, they didn't speak English back then.
Sorry?
I mean, did they speak English back then? Like,
Well, they didn't speak English, but thank God to Google Translator.
jokes apart.
No, I understand what you mean, yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with the Bible and anything, any historic text. Back then, most of these texts are written on what?
Ahmari?
Sorry?
Ahmari?
No, they are written on tablets. On clay, yes. Clay, yes. So they write it in clay and then they store it. That's the word of wisdom. And they have special people. How many of you have read The Richest Man in Babylon? My gosh. Please, I want you to go and read The Richest Man in Babylon. One, it will teach you financing, and two, it will teach you how to preserve knowledge. It's a very small book, it's not that big. You can read it within 2 hours. Very, very small, tiny. But the knowledge in it, the richest man in Babylon. Please read it. One of the famous story there tells you how this knowledge was actually kept. I don't want to, but forget about how it is, but I want us to quickly argue on this. Do you believe in this? Yes or no? It's not what happens to you, but how you what?
React to it.
React to it. So how do you react when the letter came? Sorry, unfortunately you are not selected this time. Maybe next time. How do you react to it? Or what happened? I like that. I wanted to share this with you because I want you to change the perception the way you take it. Because if you take it negatively, what happens? It affects your confidence. You start taking it personally. When you start taking things personally, it affects your emotion. And when it affects your emotion, you are down the drain. And the Stoic philosophy talks about emotion, the ability to grind yourself. To be Stoic means that to be, no matter what happened to you, you stay what? Calm. So this is telling you that yes, the rejection will come, but be careful on how you what? React to it, so that you don't lose that confidence to write the next application. You get it? Because when you lose that confidence, your next application becomes what? Even worse than the previous one. And then the one after it becomes worse, and you see what happened. The fact is the rejection will come. But eventually, it's that one. That one. And that is the one we don't want to lose. We don't know when it's coming. So we should not lose that. So let's work on our what? Reaction. And this is not just to your work, your daily life, your friends, they do something to you. Be mindful of how you react. Instead of try to find out more. Why is this person? Try to understand. Don't rather just react, yeah, and then it's very, very important. Please, I would really, really appreciate if you can do that. Personally, I used to be a very reactive person. But then I sat back and I started listening to the feedback I'm getting from people. And I said, no, something has to change. And then I started working on myself. Personally, I even had to get my own coach to tell me what is going on. And I'm glad that I did. So if you have the opportunity, please, a coach or someone that can advise you, that can mentor you, please find one. Because they see things from a different perspective. When we are emotional, we say about things. And they see things from a different perspective, and they are able to help you.
You already find one.
Sorry?
You already find one.
Really? You already found one. Thank you very much. Thank you for saying. Actually, I will share with you. I belong to the Mentoring Association. It's an organization that was formed in Germany during the Corona. It's a website. You go there, you just sign up, and you can talk to so many mentors. And I'm on there. So you can actually book time with me.
Can you share the website?
I will show you. It's towards the end. So you can actually go there. I'll share my link, and you can actually book time with me. And then we can have one-on-one consultation for half an hour. But then if you want more, it doesn't
You can
cost.
just reach out to your office.
But if you want more, it doesn't cost much. For students, it's just 10 euros per session. That is even less than a lunch outside. So let's continue. This is also one of the most famous philosopher, Marcus Aurelius. And what did he tell us, or what wisdom? Him is actually one of the most respected. You know why? He was a Roman Empire. He was a father. He had a family. and then he had himself. So every day before he sleeps, he writes a journal. And that journal was translated to become what? The meditation. So you can Google the meditation. That's his journal. And these are his own thoughts that he put down. How he was able to work. One person, it has to be 3 people. Work, help the Roman Empire, come here, have to spend time for the family, and then he himself. So his book that he put down was called The Meditation. And I think I tried once. If you Google it, if you Google online, you can see it. It's actually, you can just the meditation PDF. You can have it and you can go through. So this is what he said. You believe it? You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize it and you find what?
Strength.
You find what?
Strength.
Strength. So this is something. If you cannot change anything, you can control this. And if you're able to control this, what happens? You have strength. This, what it means about mind, is talking about the same thing. Your emotion again. And in reflection with what Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but what? How you react to it. You see how they are connected? And they are from the same era. This guy was an emperor, the greatest ever. Most people don't know. Epictetus was a slave. And later became what? People that the slave owners go to kneel and beg him for wisdom. You see how life can be? From slave to now people coming begging. These are the words that I live by every day. And it really helps me. This is also another one, Seneca. And what does Seneca tells us, or what Seneca wants us to learn today? What is true happiness? Is to enjoy the present. You see? Is to enjoy it without the anxious depending on what? The future. Remember what I told you. As foreigners, we always think of what we don't have instead of what? Acknowledge what we have. Gratitude. Gratitude means now. Now. How am I doing now? Do I have my legs? Yes. Do I have my hands? Yes. Just be present. And that's what true happiness is, to enjoy what? The present. Without the anxious of what? The future. We'll meet the future when we get there. Yes, we need to set goals, but we shouldn't be anxious of the goals. We should rather allow the goals to become what? Our GPS that guides us to what we want. We should not be too worried about it. We should be hopeful that we'll get it. So that's the word of Seneca. My favorite guy again. And this is where you are now. Yes? I said, because of what? The difficulties.
Francis,
Yes.
what's the meaning of this tempests? Tempests.
Tempest is your ability. It's basically in the Stoic philosophy, they have what we call virtue.
Virtue.
Yes, and the virtue are 4 pillars: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. And that's where this one comes. So temperance simply means your ability to not allow, to be able to know, for instance, I want to reduce 10 kilos. And then all of a sudden, someone invites you to a party. And here is for wonderful cake with all the necessary cherries. Your ability to refrain from things is what they mean by tempest or temperance.
Okay.
It's one of the core pillars of the Stoic virtue. You have wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These are the four pillars. And when you read every Stoic text, they always talk about what? Virtue, virtue, virtue. Wisdom. Read more, learn more. Be curious. Courage. Face things irrespective of whatever they are. But justice. Be true to yourself as much as you want others to be true to you. Temperance. Control your what? Your urge. When things are going, if you say, I don't want to do this, stick to your word. These are the virtues of Stoic philosophy. So this is where this also comes from.
Pretty hard.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
The quality of your thoughts. Have you noticed something that connects all this? Have you noticed? Everything is talking about what?
Mind.
Your mind. You have power over your mind, not outside events. You realize this and you find what? Strength. Because your mind, that is where the emotion starts. Actually, this is the one I also talk about. I said the quality of your life depends on the tea you drink. Now you'll be wondering, what kind of tea? Is it green tea or black tea? But the tea, what's the spelling of tea? TAA. Your thoughts, emotion, and the action you take in your life. So the quality of your life is dependent on the tea you drink. So what kind of thoughts are you taking in? What kind of emotion are you taking in? What action are you taking in? So at least, if you don't remember any of this, in a summary, just remember, the quality of my life depends on the tea I drink, my thought, my emotion, and what?
Action. Very well said.
Sorry?
Well said. This is the summary of this piece, I think.
I didn't hear this.
No, I think this is the summary
Well
of
said.
your whole space. Tea.
Thank you very much. Tea. Just drink good tea. Let's make sure you have the good tea.
Yes.
Good thoughts, good emotions, and what? Action. The fact is, things will happen. But remember what they say. How we control our emotion is very, very important. Don't be reactive. Just before coming here, I'm a coach. I play football. I've played in different, and now I decided to coach a football team. And one of my players, he said, our team is not good enough. So he left to another team. And before then, I was really, really happy that I picked him that day to take him to the last training. And during that team, I told him, I said, this is the best thing for you. But if you chose to leave, that is also fine by us. So he left. So today I was waiting, and then he came to me. Actually, he wrote to me. Do you know what he said? He said, you are right. He just wrote to me and said, you are right. And I wrote back to him. I said, it takes a man to acknowledge his fault, his mistake. And he's just 18. So I told him, now you ordained, now you are a man. And the reason why is that it took emotion. It was an emotional reaction. Because in the club, we started having new players. So I moved him from the team A to the team D. And he reacted emotionally. So he decided to leave the team completely to another team. And when he went there, he realized that I think these people are giving me, they're actually spending more time with me, teaching me more than this team. So your emotion, this is why in the T, you have the E in the middle. It's what binds the action and what?
Thoughts.
Action and what?
Thoughts.
And thoughts. Thank you very much. That's what binding is. So it is very, very important that you should be mindful of your thoughts and everything.
Can we understand the T, good thoughts, good emotion, and good ambition?
Yes, so basically, if I'm allowed to write, so it's
Ambition, not action.
so this one is action.
Ambition, is it okay?
Ambition.
Yeah.
No. It's not ambition.
Good
The
ambition.
reason why it's action is that if you have thoughts and you don't put it into action, nothing comes out of it.
Yeah.
If you have to leave, it's already.
Yeah, it's
quite
already
fast,
okay, yeah.
So you can leave,
Yeah.
we will finish in 5
5
minutes.
minutes, yeah.
We have a few words. with
Yeah, actually I'm
Maria.
actually done, so.
Yes.
Because we have good ambition, we have a good action.
Well, you can interpret the tea. Maybe you like your tea with milk, that's okay. So, this is the final Jim Rohn. I advise that you watch him on online. This is his definition. He says, success is what you attract by the person you become. So if you improve on your thoughts, your emotion, and your action, you become a better person. Therefore, you are what? Successful. And when I saw this definition, I said, wow, this is so beautiful. So it means that your current state, that's your success. If you improve on your skill set, on yourself, you become what? More successful. So the more you improve on yourself, the more successful you become. So I really like this definition. It's not about money, but it's all about what? The self. So you attract what you want, what you become. So if you want the company to be more forceful with you, you need to show them what? The skills. You need to show that, hey, I've moved on. Yes, I did bachelor or master's, we did this, but I have taken the time to actually learn this extra. There was, I hope, maybe I don't know how I can share. There's a guy who was working in one of these companies. Is it Pricewater?
Coopers.
Yeah, Pricewater Cooper, one of the auditors. But he always feels that this is not what I want to do. He was being paid around $70,000. So what he did was that he realized that the success that he's enjoying wasn't enough. So what he does is that after each work, he spent extra 4 hours to learn coding on his own. He did this for 1 year. So he has extra 4 hours learning coding on his own, and then 1 hour going on LinkedIn and connecting to software people, learning, asking them questions. Sometimes they reject him, but he continued doing that. Now, Google just hired him and he's earning more than $300,000. Now you see what? His definition of success was 70,000, but what he has become. But by increasing that knowledge, what happened? He was able to what? More than double his earning. Now he's earning about $300,000. So an article was written about him with his old CV and published. And me, as a curious person again, I was reading and I said, wow, this is a very wonderful story. So you can see why this definition is very relevant. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned something. And you can reach out. This is the website. So you can take a picture, and please also connect with me if you haven't on LinkedIn. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. And you can feel free to reach out if you need some questions. Some of you have contacted me. I'm talking to you. Some of you have contacted me asking for feedback on their CV, and I give feedback. Or then you can book a time with me on the mentoring website, the mentoring club. You have my profile, and then now it's actually because of today, I deactivated it. So right after this, I will activate because I only meet on Mondays. So you guys were so precious to me, so I blocked that day. So I'm going to activate it again. So anyway, thank you very much, and I really hope you gain something, some insight on the history of Finland to the Stoic knowledge. And yes, I will see you tomorrow. I'm the host tomorrow, so.
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. See, I'm already in love with you guys. I already
Thank you. Thank you, Francis. This was really kind of eye-opening.